achieved.
All right, welcome everybody to Studio Day Heffrey, where it looks like I have very little lag today. Holy cow, maybe updating the OBS was a good thing. All right, today the topic of conversation is the Cowboys can absolutely beat the New England Patriots. I know, it's blasphemous. Nobody beats the Patriots. They're the best. The Cowboys can absolutely beat the New England Patriots. I'll give you a prediction at the very end, and we'll go through exactly why I think they can beat the Pats. And we'll talk about after that some of the challenges that do present themselves when you're playing the Patriots. Now, as we do this, it also means that I'm going to have to click around to try to make things happen on the screen in front of you here, because I like to use images. I like to use charts, because I think charts are the greatest thing that ever happened to the nerds. Nerds having charts has really made it so that us mere human beings can really understand things a lot better. So what I want to do right now is I want to insert this chart, and I'm going to need to move this way so that I can bring you this chart. And what I want to show you here is, let's move it up a little bit, because right now it's really in the way of my background, which we don't need that. Okay, so this chart, what does this chart say? This chart is just talking about teams in the NFL. So the nerd numbers, expected points added, right? So the offense, the further your team is on the right of this chart, the better your offense is. So it's the Baltimore Ravens there on the very far right with Lamar Jackson. That's the best offense in football on a per-play basis. The second best offense right there would be the Dallas Cowboys. So where are the New England Patriots on that chart? Well, you're not going to see them if you keep your eye level down where the Cowboys are. You got to really crane your neck up to find the Patriots, because they're way up top there in the middle, because their offense is dead average in the NFL. That is an average offense. That's where they reside. But what are they doing way up there? What's up there? Up there is your expected points added from your defense. So the Patriots have the best defense in football. The Cowboys have the second best offense. And as you can see, the Cowboys are right on the average line when it comes to defense. The Patriots are basically right on the average line when it comes to offense. And when you flip that, they are both elite at the other side of the ball. So that's what we're working with right there. And let me see if I can now get that stupid thing to go away. I want to delete you, image. I want to delete you, but I can't really figure out how, but I'm working on it really hard. Here we go. Okay, goodbye. All right, so what you're looking at is an awesome Cowboys offense against an awesome Patriots defense, and how does that matchup play out? The idea that the Cowboys can't beat the Patriots is crazy. We can see just based on that these are evenly matched teams. I think the line for this game should probably be 3 points, because I think that it's an even game, maybe 3.5 if you want to give a slight edge to the Patriots. But the problem is that the Cowboys just haven't played to their potential, and I think the Patriots more often do. So maybe that line's more fair, just because I think the Patriots are the most well-prepared team in football on a weekly basis. That's just who they are. Bill Belichick and his staff are the best of the best when it comes to preparing. Now, there's one other thing that I want to show you that you need in picture form, which is a lot of fun. And so let me go find my next picture, and I need to click around a little bit, and I'll find it, and I'll bring it in, and I'll click OK, and I'll slide it over here, and I will pull this up for you. So what is this? This is the QBR of quarterbacks in the NFL. As you can see, the MVP candidates in the league, there's 4 of them. They're right there at the top. That's Russell Wilson. That's Dak Prescott. That's Lamar Jackson. And Pat Mahomes, right? Deshaun Watson 5th. So if you were a doubter of QBR before, that should be pretty convincing, because that's clearly the 5 leading MVP candidates, and they measure out the best there in QBR. Tom Brady, well, he's down there in the mid-teens. So I hate that the dude wrote the article in the Washington Post about how the downfall of the New England Patriots. I'm not a big fan of the fact that the dude wrote that, because he could have waited a week, you know? He could have waited a week, because now maybe Tom comes out there angry and goes out and dominates just to show people that he can. But Tom Brady's not the same guy. I'm not prepared to say he's washed. I'm prepared to say Phillip Rivers is washed. Tom Brady is not washed. But 12 months from now, I will make the declaration that Tom Brady's washed because he's headed that way. One of the things I like about this matchup, now the Patriots are getting back left tackle Isaiah Wynn. He is very good. He's only played, I believe, 2 games in the NFL. He missed all of his rookie year, and he's missed a lot of this season. He's just now coming back. He played a couple games earlier this year, got hurt again, and now he's coming back. I loved him as a college prospect, and he's played well in his very limited action in the NFL, so that helps the Patriots. But here's one of the things about Tom Brady. Historically, he's been one of the best pocket navigators in the NFL. The dude, when he gets in trouble, it's very subtle movements, and he can get out of trouble. Think back to last week, and I know all of this is blasphemous, so you just got to deal with it. Think back to last week as the Cowboys had an opportunity to get a ton of sacks. But Jeff Driscoll escaped and took off running, and he was just hard to catch. He was a freaking little rabbit back there because he runs a 4.5. He's a super athletic guy. Now, he's not Tom Brady. He's not a great quarterback, but he's a super athletic guy. Tom Brady has turned into mostly a statue. So for DeMarcus Lawrence and for Michael Bennett and for Robert Quinn, if you can get home against Tom Brady, I think you have a much better chance of finishing the play and getting that sack than him escaping and making you pay for it. Now, another thing that's going in the Cowboys' favor right now is this morning. I read Mohamed Sanu, injury, ankle. He may miss a couple weeks. So if Mohamed Sanu is out, the Patriots wide receiver depth chart is Julian Edelman, who's a problem, N'Keal Harry, and Jacoby Myers. That's it. Technically, Matthew Slater, I guess, their special teams ace. He's listed as a wide receiver, I think. But right now, Philip Dorsett missed practice with a concussion. Mohamed Sanu may miss this game with an ankle. And so at wide receiver, they really got 3 guys, and only one of them is a guy that you got to worry about. So there's a lot of things in this game that point towards the Cowboys could absolutely win this football game. My biggest challenge for the Cowboys at this point, because I do believe, I talked about this a little bit, I believe yesterday, but defensively, my bet is that what Bill Belichick is going to do is he is going to play Stephon Gilmore, their premier corner. I think that they'll put him on Michael Gallup and that they'll let McCourty cover Amari Cooper with McCourty behind him to make sure that Amari Cooper is getting plenty of attention and Michael Gallup is covered by maybe the best cornerback in football. And by the way, their slot corner, Jonathan Jones, is rated as Pro Football Focus's #1 corner in the league. So these dudes can cover. It's a great matchup of defense versus offense. So I think the Patriots can find a way to match up pretty well there. You know what the Patriots aren't very good at when you go on a player-by-player basis? And this hurts me because you guys know I'm a nerd. I'm trying to throw the ball around the yard. They're not great run defenders. They got big Danny Shelton. He's okay at it. But Lawrence Guy, Adam Butler, Kyle Van Noy is a good run defender, but that's kind of it. Even their linebackers, they're better at coverage than they are at run defense. So this Patriots team has been built in an analytics way. Bill can tell you he doesn't believe in analytics, but they're built in an analytic way. They're built to cover, not to rush the passer, not to stop the run. They're built to cover. So maybe you get Connor Williams back and you can start opening those holes for Zeke again and really get this thing back on track. But the matchups are all really interesting. It's a really fun matchup, but the Cowboys can absolutely win the game. You've got one of the top 2 offenses in the league against the best defense in the league. And with the Patriots, the one other thing I wanted to get to, excuse me. So sorry about the voice. So we talk about their wide receivers. They're going to be very limited with their wide receivers. Then you go to the New England Patriots. You say, okay, who do they throw to? Julian Edelman has 68 catches this year. Who's their second leading receiver? Can you guess? James White. Running back James White is their second leading receiver, 48 catches. Their third leading receiver is Philip Dorsett. He's currently out with a concussion, so we'll see. Their fourth leading receiver is Josh Gordon. He's not on the football team. Then it's Rex Burkhead. Then it's Jacoby Myers. Then it's Mohamed Sanu, who may be out with an ankle. Then it's Ben Watson. So basically, their receivers are Julian Edelman, James White, Rex Burkhead. That's their top 3 receivers. Like, it is so weird what the Patriots are doing. They are such a check-down offense, and that's a dangerous way to play offense, and I think that's why they're right in the middle of the league. They're doing what I hated about the Cowboys when they were a conservative offense. If you're going to get 6-point-something yards per pass attempt and not be an explosive offense and not be able to push it down the field, there's so much pressure on you to be perfect, because your average drive is going to require so many third down conversions to go down and score points. That's why on a per drive basis, the Patriots aren't a good offense at scoring points, and the Cowboys are, because the Cowboys make big plays. The Patriots do not. So as you can see, there's plenty of opportunities for the Cowboys to win the football game. It's absolutely possible to beat the Patriots. And now it's prediction time. No, it's not, because I forgot to tell you what it meant with James White and Rex Burkhead and Julian Edelman making all these catches. It's time for the Cowboy linebackers to play a great game. It's time for Leighton Vander Esch and Jalen Smith, because they're going to throw screens. They're going to throw dump-offs. They're going to hit James White and try to get him in space. They're going to hit Julian Edelman underneath. They're going to do all these different things to put your linebackers in space and make them tackle. That's what they do. Their average depth of target is not deep. They throw short, and you have to rally and tackle. And to the eyeball, the numbers say the Cowboys have a top 7 defense in the league, but to the eyeball, they've sure struggled to tackle. Leighton, Jalen, Darian Thompson last week. A lot of guys have been really struggling to just get ball carriers to the ground in the open field. Against the Patriots, you've got to do that, because they do a great job with spacing. They do a great job of letting their littler guys get in space with an opportunity to get yards after catch. So this will be a massive week for Jalen Smith, Leighton Vander Esch, Sean Lee, your safeties, Jeff Heath. It looks like he'll be back. Big opportunity for you guys to have a great game. Okay, with all that said, the title of the video is "The Cowboys Can Absolutely Beat the Patriots," and they can. Prediction, 27-24 Patriots. What? The Cowboys, they're slow starters. If they start hot, they will win the game. But I think it's a really good matchup. I think the Patriots, because they have home field, I'll give them the edge, 27-24. But it's going to be a good football game. It's going to be a good football game. If you think the Cowboys are going up to Foxborough to get their butts kicked, I think you're wrong. But delete this video from your brain if they do get smoked, because I don't want to hear about it. Today in the comments, I would like to hear your favorite lunch menu item. What do you like for lunch? I like garlic bread. That's more dinner for me, though. So for lunch, that's a tough one. I don't have to answer. You do. Leave it in the comments. Make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube page. Check 1053thefan.com every day, and I will see you shortly on the radio.